Hey everyone, as a chef with a Caribbean background, today I'm showcasing another side of me, something that you may not have expected. We're stepping into Japanese cuisine and I'll show you how simple it is to make a classic sushi. No fancy tools required. And I'm also going to share something about me that you had no idea about. Let's dive in and explore another side to my culinary world. It's mango season and we're going to start off by cutting some julienne mangoes. These are half-ripe mangoes. If you don't like mangoes, you don't have to add them. Next, we're going to be cutting all our carrots and we are going to be cutting up our carrots into julienne as well. The idea is to get all the vegetables chopped before you start. Some of the vegetables can also be cut into cubes. So we have our carrots and we have our mangoes ready. Lastly, we're going to be cutting up some julienne cucumbers. You want to remove the middle because this has a lot of water and we don't want any soggy sushi. Let's cut them into julienne as well. There's a wide variety of sushi that you can make, but today we are not going to be using any raw fish. All our vegetables have been chopped and they are all ready to go. Next up, we are making a very basic Japanese crab salad by using imitation crab meat. I didn't have the legs, but we're going to be using the crab meat and finally chop them. Once you slice the crab meat, they strand out similarly to the legs. If you are going to use the legs, you want to make sure that you damp them with some paper towel to take out any excess water. After we have shredded these up, we're not going to leave them like this. We're going to break them down a little bit more until they are nice and fine. And of course, if you are using the crab legs, you don't have to go through all of this work. You simply just need to chop them and strand, or you can strand them and chop. Let's add them to our bowl. This is what they look like after they have been chopped, nice and fine. Now let's add some more ingredients. We are adding some mayonnaise to this. This is regular mayonnaise. You can use regular mayonnaise if you don't have the Japanese Kewpie mayo. We are also going to be adding sriracha to taste. Tobiko and cucumbers can also be added to this recipe. But because we already have our cucumbers chopped, we are not going to be adding any cucumbers. We are going to leave this salad very basic. No salt should be added because the crab meat already has its own salt. The rice we are going to be cooking is the medium grain sushi rice. These grains are very short and they are very starchy. You want to wash them about 4 to 5 times to get out as much starch as possible, just until the rice water runs clear. Then you want to leave it over the bowl to drain in a strainer for about 10 minutes because you don't want to add any excess water when you are cooking it. While it drains, we are making our sushi seasoning. We are adding 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. Heat it in a pot until it's fumy and the salt and the sugar has been dissolved. Set it aside. Let's move on to cooking our rice. Add the rice into a pot. That's 2 cups of sushi rice washed, and we're going to add 2 cups of water. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. You want to make sure that the rice is settled. Bring it up to a boil on high heat. Once it comes to a boil, you want to make sure that you turn down your heat to half, and then you cover it and leave it undisturbed for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, turn down the heat and let it go for another 5 minutes, or according to package instruction. Then you leave it on the countertop to relax for another 10 minutes, and now we are ready to season. Slowly drizzle the rice seasoning over the rice, and you can use your spoon to cut and fold as you go. The idea is to make sure that every single grain of rice in the sushi rice seasoning. As you can see, I'm not mushing it or anything. I'm just going to fluff the rice. It's going to become nice and fluffy for us to use in our amazing sushi rolls that we are going to make. If you are going to try this recipe, you want to cut back on your table salt by about 1/4 teaspoon because it is more saltier than the Himalayan salt. Our rice grains have been evenly coated and our rice is fluffed, so it is now ready to be used. You want to make sure that you cover it because you don't want all the starch to dry out. It will be more difficult to spread. We are also going to be using some grilled chicken that I just threw on my grill and made 4 nice strips, and this is going to give us our 3 sushi rolls. These are some of the other ingredients that we are going to be using. We are going to be using some sushi ginger. We are going to be using a roasted garlic mayo, cream cheese, sweet sesame sauce, wasabi, teriyaki sauce, white sesame seeds, and black sesame seeds. All the sauces were homemade. Let's cover the makisu, also known as the sushi mat, in some plastic wrap, which would make it much easier for us to use. Aside from being a baker and a YouTuber, I have had experience working with sushi, and these are just some images that I'm going to be sharing with you for you to know me just a little bit more. I had the incredible opportunity to be trained by a young Japanese chef on a sushi line, where I worked for about a year. And I also had the opportunity to graduate from a culinary management program. That experience adds so much depth to who I am and what I bring to you from a culinary and baking perspective. And it gives me great pleasure to bring some of that experience into your home. So here you have it, a different side to who I am. So let's continue. Let's encase our makisu, and our makisu is ready for our nori. Sushi requires handwork. If you are making this at home, make sure that your hands are very clean, your nails are very short. If you have long nails, make sure that you are using gloves. Other than that, you can use your hands, but make sure that you are washing your hands very often. This is our nori, our seaweed sheet, and you want to place some of the rice down to create a thin layer of rice. Place the rice on the rough side of the sheet. Have a cup of water on standby and distribute the rice evenly in a thin layer almost all the way to the end. Our first roll is a vegetable maki sushi roll. Leave about 1 inch from the end and put down a layer of cucumber, a layer of carrots, and you can add an assortment of vegetables including avocados. But you don't want to overfill it. This is enough. If you have gotten this far into the video, give the video a thumbs up, which helps my YouTube channel to grow by reaching more people, to help me grow and to make better content. Of course, we are going to add some mangoes, half-ripe mangoes. You want the mangoes that are crunchy because this sushi roll has to have a nice crunch. Try to get the line of vegetables straight, and now we are going to roll by raising up the mat, push in the vegetables. We are going to conceal all the vegetables in the first roll. Squeeze. Remove the mat and we're going to continue rolling. Squeeze again. For every roll that you do, you want to make sure that you squeeze because you don't want a sushi roll that will unroll. And it's going to roll right over on the nori. Take a final moment and make sure that you are compressing everything and it feels nice and firm. And then you're going to release. And we have a nice vegetable maki. We're going to put this to the side and cut all the rolls at once. This is a California roll and we're going to bring the rice all the way to the end. This is a Euromaki style roll with the seaweed inside. The idea is to get the rice to blend into itself. Some types of Euromaki sushi rolls are California rolls, then you have tuna rolls, Philadelphia rolls, dragon rolls, rainbow rolls, spider rolls, tempura rolls, and you will see those with the rice outside. Grab the two ends of the nori off the mat and you are just going to raise it up and we're going to flip it. We are ready to add our filling. As I said before, you can add your favorite combo as fillings. And for this roll, we are going to be using our crab salad. And we have a beautiful creamy avocado. We are just going to slice it and add some avocado slices onto our crab. These sushi rolls that I'm making are the type of sushi rolls that I do enjoy. You won't really catch me eating as much sushi rolls with the raw fish, smoked salmon or cured fish. Let's roll up our sushi roll as usual. Imitation crab meat is made of Alaska pollock, which is a white fish. Now we are going to roll this as we rolled the other sushi rolls. Squeeze. I tend to wipe my hands often, especially when I touch the rice. Gives me a kind of uncomfortable feeling. And of course, as I said before, you can use a glove to do this. Roll over the rice onto itself. Give it a nice squeeze as usual. We are topping this with black and white toasted sesame seeds. or you can top it with tobiko, which is flying fish roll. You also have the option of sprinkling the rice before you flip the nori. Our second to last roll will be a grilled chicken maki roll. We have added our grilled chicken. We're gonna add some cucumbers onto this. This one is one of my favorite ones because it includes cream cheese. We're gonna add our avocados. And now we're gonna add a layer of cream cheese. This is so good inside of sushi. Really delicious. Let's add a little bit of carrots for some color. And now we're gonna roll it up. I actually forgot to leave a little bit of the nori left out, but you could always use a wet knife and scrape off some of the rice from the end. Three tight rolls, and you want to set that aside. This last one is a crab roll, and we are not going to top it with any sesame seeds. We are going to be topping this one with some avocado, like a caterpillar roll with a dragon scale effect. This roll will also fall under uramaki. Make sure that you are blending the rice seam so that it does not unroll. If you leave the seam like this, it will unroll when you are cutting it or when you are eating it. Slice up your avocados, thin slices, and you're going to layer the slices of avocado on top of the rice. It gives it a beautiful effect, and based on how you plate it, it will be a caterpillar roll officially. Place some plastic wrap over the avocados, and we're gonna re-roll. This prevents mess, and it also prevents the avocado from oxidizing and turning brown. You would usually leave the plastic wrap on until you are ready to cut and serve. And let's begin cutting. So we're gonna cut this one in the plastic wrap. You want to wet your knife before cutting your sushi rolls because it makes it much easier to go through the rice. And you also get a nice clean cut. We are cutting them into halves, and then we're going to cut them into quarters, then each quarter into half. And you don't want to throw away the ends because the ends are also sushi. Once you have some nice clean cuts, then you will remove the plastic wrap. And this is what it looks like inside. To give you a close-up, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to use gloves to take up the pieces. So let's plate them. For the vegetable maki, using a wet knife, you want to cut the center. Try not to apply too much pressure. This is what it looks like inside. And we're going to cut half into quarters and then quarters into halves. This is what it looks like. So we have all our sushi rolls cut. Let's garnish with sauces. And we didn't have to use any raw fish. For the crab avocado California roll, we're going to drizzle with some teriyaki sauce. Then we're going to use some roasted garlic mayo. To the side, we're going to put 3 pipings of wasabi. And some sushi ginger, which is my favorite. All the others, feel free to garnish them as you wish. We are going to be dipping these in soy sauce and sriracha. You can also add some of the sauces inside of the rolls. For the vegetable maki, I'm going to add some homemade sweet sesame sauce along with some roasted garlic mayo. And for the avocado crab roll, which is our caterpillar style roll, we're just going to pipe a little bit of sauce on them. And this is what all our sushi rolls look like. Making sushi rolls at home is a wonderful family activity because it promotes teamwork and creativity. We have now come to the end of our recipe. If you enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up, a subscribe. Help me to grow my YouTube channel by sharing. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend, and see you in another one of my recipes.